Hello! In this lesson we're going to learn some basic methods of processing data from forms. We'll also talk about server-side scripting and how to easily set up a server. Here's a document with a simple form containing only two small text boxes and a text area. We can fill the form with data, but how do we send them? Data is usually sent using a dedicated button, and we'll use the already familiar tag input to create this button. This time we're going to set its type attribute to submit. Remember that the input tag is unpaired, so I'm going to add a closing slash immediately. After a refresh, we can see that the submit button has appeared. Still, nothing is going to happen if I click on it. You see, it's necessary to properly set the action attribute, which determines how data is processed. First, we're going to learn how to submit the form using an email client. This is probably the simplest, but also the least suitable method of sending forms. I'm going to add the action attribute with a mail to value, a colon, and an email address of my choice. If I click on the submit button now, it'll run the default email client. I have to use it to finish the submission. As you can see, this is a very complicated process. Furthermore, if no email client was installed, the form couldn't be processed at all. This method is very restrictive and not very user-friendly. For the most efficient data submission, we're going to have to use a different method. This can't be done without the use of server-side scripting. For our own purposes, it will suffice if we use a script written in the PHP language, for example. This script will serve to process the form and display the input data on a separate page. First, I choose three variables to which the form values will be assigned. In the next section of the code, I display the content of each variable in the website. We can see the script is stored in a separate file with a PHP suffix. How do we link this file to our form? Again, the action attribute will help us. Inside the action attribute, we have to enter the name of the script, or, if necessary, the entire path to it. I'm going to delete the quoted original value and type in the file name and set the form processing method to get. Among other things, this will result in the entered values being transmitted as part of the document address. Finally, data need to be entered to the form, so I'm going to insert some text into each of the three fields and hit the submit button. By doing this, the script in the action attribute will start. The server has now generated a page in which we can see a brief overview of the data we entered, listed in boldface. For us to be able to use scripts like this, it's obvious that we have to have a server at our disposal. We can rent such a server from a hosting company. Then our script will run on a server located in a data center. Nevertheless, a custom server can be set up on your very own computer. There are many tools that make this process very simple. We're going to show you the installation process with the EasyPHP tool, which sets up the server and makes it ready for use. As we can see, this is a very simple procedure, similar to the installation of any other application. After a successful installation, you can start using your home computer to simulate a web server environment and to run PHP scripts. In today's lesson, we have learned how to submit data from a form. We have also seen how the EasyPHP tool can be used to set up a server for running scripts. I look forward to seeing you again for the next lesson.